Hey there, how there, hello there, Chef Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Title Bout Championship boxing thing. We're going to be doing a 16 fighter tournament to set up ground because we got ourselves 8 division champs from Legends of Boxing 2 and 8 runners up. So what happened with Legends of Boxing? I went through all the weight classes and like a hypothetical tournament and all that, and got those 16 guys that you see. Now the order was randomly drawn to see who faces who. On the left side are the guys who were runner-up in a tournament: Monson, Bo, Harada, Duran, John Henry, Lewis, Cervantes, Chavez, and Sanchez. On the right side, you see the guys who've won: Jimmy Wild, Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, Spinks, Joffre, Armstrong, Pryor, and Pedroza. So anyway, there were 9 weight classes, but Sugar Ray Robinson actually was a 2-time winner. He won 2 of the 9 division ranks. So this is just randomly drawn, and each week will bring you coverage. Now, round 1, this will be a 3. The round of 16 will be 3 rounds. The quarters will be 6 rounds. The semis will be 10 rounds, and the finals will be 15 rounds, just to make things a little short. Let's start. We're going to be viewing all the matches to give everyone ample opportunity to see. All right. So let's start. Our first fight is Carlos Monson, the middleweight, against the flyweight Jimmy Wild. Monson took second middleweight. Jimmy Wild won the flyweight. Both 1-0 with, in the TBCB universe. We're in Wales for this one from Cardiff. Ben Bentley, your announcer. Grace Rivera, your rank girl. Benji Estevez, your referee. Your judges: Sylvester Abenza, Terry O'Connor, and Adelaide Bird. David Myers, your ringside expert. So Carlos Monson from Argentina, Escopada, as they call him, born 1942, died 1995, so he's only 53 when he died. From Santa Fe, Argentina, 5'11" and 163 pounds for this fight. In real life, he was 87-3-9, the WBC and WBA middleweight champion. Went into the International and World Boxing Hall of Fame. Beat legends like Rodrigo Felbez, Jose Napoles, Emil Griffith, Benny Briscoe, and Nina Benefituni. Personal history: in the Argentina tournament, he decisioned Pascal Perez. On the other side, Jimmy Wild, the Mighty Atom, born 1892, died 1969. From Tylerstown, Rhode Valley, 5'2" and 110 pounds. 137, 5-2. He was the world flyweight champion for a while. Personal history: in Cardiff, for the Welsh tournament, he KO'd Freddie Welsh in the 9th round. So, let's fight.
Judges' votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
We'll see. Beza says 30-29 for Wild. Okay. Terry O'Connor scores about 29-28 for Monsong. So that's 1-1. So now we got a third guy. Adelaide Bird scores about 29-28 for Monsong. Yep, I thought so. By split decision, Carlos Monsong wins 2-1 in the judges' count. Even the English judge gave it to Monsong, although England and Wales are fighting it. Let's just look at the punching accuracy 45-24. All right. Next up, we have Riddick Bowe, who was, well, he wasn't the runner up in the heavy. Yeah, he was the runner up in the heavyweight thing against the other heavyweight guy, Muhammad Ali. The luck of the draw has Bowe versus Ali in this fight. From Freedom Hall in Louisville, Ali's hometown, Johnny Addy, your announcer, Marissa Devonish, your ring card girl, Lou Murray, the referee, Ray Hawkins, Dave Greer, and Ray Ovo are your judges. Tom Council, your ringside expert. Riddick Bowe, Big Daddy Bowe. Born 1967 from Brooklyn, by way of Fort Washington, Maryland. He was 6'5", 218 pounds. 43-1. Wow, he only had one loss in his career. He was the WBO, WBA, and IBF heavyweight champion. He never fought in this universe. Ali has twice. He's known as the greatest, and he hopes to be the greatest. Born 1942, died in 2014 from Louisville. 6'3" and 224 pounds for this fight. 56-5. Was a heavyweight icon. In Cincy, he fought Sugar Ray Robinson and KO'd him. And then in Houston, he TKO'd George Foreman. I think that was the Foreman fight card or something like that. But yeah, he TKO'd George Foreman. So that's what we'll do. Let's fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
Dave Greer scores about 30-27 for Muhammad Ali. Ray Hawkins scores about even. Well, if it's for Bowe, we got a tie. If it's for Ali, Orville fights 30-27 for Ali. Muhammad Ali by majority decision. I know it's 3 rounds and all that. Then, but you're gonna warm up. You're gonna get to warm up. Well, his punching accuracy was huge, 77%. Our third fight is Fighting Harada, a bantamweight from Japan, against the welterweight Sugar Ray Robinson, who actually won 2 of the weight classes in Legends of Boxing 2, but obviously you can only have one spot. So Sugar Ray against Fighting Harada was the runner-up in the bantamweight division. Okay. From the Pittsburgh Civic Arena in lovely Pittsburgh, USA. Well, if you're a Steelers and Penguins fan, you'll love it. Jeff Connor, your announcer. Grace the Rivera, your ring card girl. Luis Pablon, your referee. Mike Fitzgerald, Jesse Reyes, and Don Trella are your judges. George Foreign, your ringside expert. Hirota from Tokyo, 5'4", 117, 1943, 55-7. Was a WBA flyweight champion and a WBA bantamweight champion. Some say he was 5'3", some say 5'4". He fought in Tokyo against Gushikin in the Japan thing and lost by split decision. In the meantime, Sugar Ray Robinson, born 1921, died 1989, from Eiley, Georgia by way of Harlem, 5'11", 152 pounds. 173 wins in his career, world middleweight and welterweight champion, which he used to his advantage. He fought Muhammad Ali in Cincy and got KO'd on the 4th of July. So let's fight.
Votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
A blow by Ray Robinson, a big blow, and Hirata wins. I think Sugar Ray would have won the fight. Actually, they had 9-9, and then they had 10-9 for Hirata. Yeah, Sugar Ray Robinson should have won the fight. Anyway, our next fight is Roberto Duran, the lightweight middle runner-up, versus the light heavyweight runner-up Michael Spinks. A lot of things have been happening. We're at the Scottrade Center in St. Louis. We have Jimmy Lennon Jr., your announcer, Alison Noma, your ring girl. Gelazio Perez Huerta, your referee. Bill Lurch, Carl Rogers, and Lenny Rosadilla, your judges. Marco Mirza, your ringside expert. Duran, Manos de Pedra, as in Hands of Stone, from Panama. 5'7" and 150 pounds for this fight. 103-16, the super middleweight champion in NBA, then a middleweight champion, a light middleweight, a welterweight, and a lightweight champion. So, of the big boys, 4 world boxing things. Inducted into the International World Boxing Hall of Fame. He won the Comeback of the Year in 83 and 89. Look at who's beating: Iran Barkley, Fabio Cuevas, Jimmy Madden, Luigi Mancino, Sugar Ray Leonard, Carlos Palomino, Esteban de Jesus, Edwin Ferrete, Villamar Fernandez, Salmambi, Guts Ishimatsu, Ken Buchanan, and Hiroshi Kobayashi, and Angel Robson Garcia. He fought in the Panama fight against Panama L. Brown in Panama, and drew. And then you got Michael Spinks, the Spinks Jinx, as they call him. Born in 1956 from St. Louis, 6'3" and 198 pounds. 31-1, only one loss. Wow. He was the IBF heavyweight champion, but he was a light heavyweight champion all around. And then I think he lost to Tyson. Well, he had an amateur record 93-7. He was the heavyweight champion, beating Larry Holmes in 15 rounds. Okay. He won gold medal in the Olympic team in 1976, and Leon Spinks was part of the same team. And this will be his first fight within Universe.
2. Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
That's what they say. Three 26. Carl Rogers says 3026 as well. And Rosadila says 3026. For Michael the Sphinx Jinx, winning that match by unanimous decision. And getting a knockdown of Duran. Well, that'll hope. Next up, we have John Henry Lewis, the light heavyweight, versus the bantamweight. Well, the light heavyweight runner up against the bantamweight winner, Edward Joffre from Brazil. See those guys? We're in the United States at Fantasy Springs Casino. I don't know why they don't put it in Brazil. Lupe Contreras, your announcer. Gace Rivera, your ring girl. Ernst Salzberg, your referee. Raul Calles, Bill Graham, and Malcolm Bolner, your judges. Dan Coco, your ringside expert. John Henry Lewis was a steel dragon man, 1914 to 1974, 60 years old, from Los Angeles, 5'11 and 183 pounds. 96, 10, and 4, the world lightweight champion, the first black American to win the light heavyweight championship. And lost to Joe Louis, which was his last knockout. This is his only knockout loss. Personal history in Soweto, in South Africa. He fought Vitaly Klitschko to a TKO win. Edward Joffre, the Brazilian bombshell from Brazil, well, obviously, from Sao Paulo, 5'4", 123. 72, 2, and 4, the WBC featherweight champion, the WBC bantamweight champion, WBA bantamweight. So he was a bantamweight legend. He fought in Houston, I think in the George Foreman card or something, and beat Bob Foster by TKO. So that's good for him. All good for you.
Judges' votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
Raul Calles used to fight 29-28. Bill Graham scores about 29-28. And Malcolm Bolner does the same thing. for Edra Jafra, unanimous decision. Well, that's what you got. 67 to 28 for punching accuracy. John Henry Lewis deserved it, though, on punching accuracy. Now we have Antonio Cervantes, the junior welterweight, versus the welterweight Henry Armstrong. So yeah, the junior welterweight runner up against the welterweight champion Henry Armstrong. So Cervantes Armstrong. From LA Wrigley Field, Jim Fitzgerald, your announcer. Ali Malta, your ring-card girl. Jurgen Langos, your referee. Sylvain LeBlanc, John Rupert, and Mike Ross, your judges. Rocco Del Sesto, your ringside boy. Cervantes from Colombia, Pambale, 1945, born San Basilio de Panacuy, 5'10", 139, 91, 12, and 3. He was the light welterweight champion for a while. He fought Rodrigo Valdez and decisioned him in a Colombian fight. Henry Armstrong, Hurricane Hank, born 1912, died 1988, from St. Louis by way of Los Angeles, 5'5", and 133 pounds. All these things, he was the welterweight, lightweight, and featherweight champion of the world. And into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, Henry decisioned Harry Greb in Cincy on the 4th of July.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
Sylvain LeBlanc says 29-28 for Cervantes. Okay. John Rupert says 29-28 for Armstrong. And Mike Ross says 29-28 for Henry Armstrong by split decision. Oh, I thought Cervantes had it. Guess not. Oh, Armstrong wins. Our second last fight is Julio Cesar Chavez, the junior lightweight runner up against the junior welterweight champion Aaron Pryor. From Cincy, we have Jake Gutierrez, the announcer, Shayna Marie, your ring girl, Stanley Christopoulos, your referee, Gerald Ritter, Dwayne Ford, and Joseph Ware, your judges. Lee McRae, your ringside expert. Chavez, JC as he's known, 1962, born in Sinaloa, 5'7", 134 pounds. 107, 6 and 2. For the longest time, he was undefeated. It was 93 and 0 before he had a loss. He was super featherweight, lightweight, light welterweight champion of the world. Ring fighter of the year 1990. To both Hall of Fames, he's beaten people like Roger Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, Juan Laporte, Edwin Rosario, Jose Luis Ramirez, Malik Taylor, Joey Gamache, and Frankie Randall. Hi. One loss was in Mexico City being TKO'd by Ricardo Lopez somehow. And then Aaron Pryor, the Hawk from Cincy. That's why we're in Cincy. 1955 he was born. 5'6", 147. 39-1. Only one loss. Wow, playing welterweight champion. And never in this universe. Jared Ritter says 29-28 for Aaron Pryor. Dwayne Ford says 29-28 for Chavez. And Joseph Ware says set for Julio Cesar Chavez by split decision. I kind of had a hunch. 2-1. Punches wise, yeah, Pryor deserved to lose. One more fight before we get to the quarterfinals. It's Ever Sanchez, the featherweight, against another featherweight, Eusebio Pedroza. We're in Panama. Panama. Stadio Olimpico, Jim Fitzgerald versus Eileen Podesky. Ernest Salzberger, your referee. Juan Carlos Palmieri, Joel Dovenberger, and Joseph Ware, your judges. Don Cost, your ringside expert. Salvador Sanchez Chava, as they call him. I thought it was Senior Smoke. But anyway, 1959, died in 1982 in a car accident at age 23, which was sad because the guy was a legend in real life. 5'7", 126. 44-1-1. He was the featherweight champion, and then, of course, he died. Personal history, he lost to Eric Morales in Mexico fight card by split decision. Eusebio Pedroza from Panama City, 5'8". 41-6-1 was the WBA featherweight champion too. Personal history, he fought Hilario Zapata and beat him by unanimous decision. I thought Zapata was from Colombia. Guess not. By belt. By belt, it says.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
What? I could be wrong. Yeah, so after this, we'll go to the quarterfinals, and then we'll have 6-round fights. So it'll be a little bit longer. 24 total rounds. Juan Carlos from Argentina scores about 29-28. Oh, we have a unanimous decision. Joe Dovenbarger says, of course, the same, 29-28. 2 out of 3 fights. Joseph Ware says the same thing for Salvador Sanchez. So Cedar Smoke beat Pedroza. Punches, well, the punches weren't there, but that doesn't matter. So that's the end of that. And that will be the end of our first round thing. Next time, we'll have ourselves the quarterfinals of this mini tournament. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond.